This is by far the easiest way to make money online and the easiest agency to start by far. If I were to start over 2 years ago, living at my parents' house, couldn't even afford a car, couldn't afford even to go on basic trips, and I were to start my entire agency journey over, this is exactly where I would start. I would take these exact steps. And you've probably heard of it before. You've probably heard of appointment setting, but you haven't heard about it in this way ever. And so let me change your mindset. So before you click off of this, when you hear that I'm going to teach you about appointment setting, I'm going to actually teach you how to actually win as an appointment setter. See, you've always thought of appointment setting as just a job that you can do. But today in this masterclass, I'm going to show you how you can switch your mindset from becoming an appointment setter for some dude to becoming an appointment setter freelancer and then making that into an appointment setter agency. It's the easiest way to make money online, requires no skill. You just need proper written English and that's it. You don't ever need to show up on calls. You don't need to even really learn how to do that in-depth skill in sales. You don't ever need to fulfill on any service ever. There's no financial risk to you, and you're making commission based on your merits. So you're making as much money as you deserve, basically. So to walk through this process, I'm going to turn you over to this guy where we are going to look through this presentation that I have prepared especially for you. And it's how to actually win at appointment setting, right? And we talked about this a little bit, but let's just dive into the introduction of it a bit. Now, the first thing is, what exactly is appointment setting? So if this is your first video on appointment setting, you have no idea what it is, I'll give you a brief description now. Each of these topics that I'm going to go through, I'll give you more in-depth in future videos. But if you want to learn about appointment setting, go look it up. But we'll give you a free little brief explanation of it now. So what exactly is appointment setting? In the context of digital marketing, it is the act of having someone book an appointment to talk to a salesperson selling a high-ticket offer that is fulfilled remotely. So for example, if I have a digital marketing agency, say I do Amazon services, and then someone comes to me and says, "Hey, Zach, I'd really like your Amazon services," my appointment setter will then say to them, "Great, how much money are you making? What's your revenue generated on your Amazon store? What's your monthly budget for spending on Amazon?" And then once they've qualified them, they say, "Great, let's get on a call." They send them over the calendar link. That person then books a call, gets on the calendar of my salesperson, my closer, and then the closer closes them. And the appointment setter gets a commission off the appointment and off the close. Easy. It's like 5 messages that you send them. Now, popular high ticket offers include marketing services, coaching, info products, etc., etc. Now, businesses set up their social media accounts to acquire clients, or personal brands do, right? Like here's an example of some popular personal brands where they use appointment setters to qualify their leads and then drive those leads through their funnel into having a sales call with them, right? And generally at the bottom it just says, "Hey, DM I'm ready, DM Mexico City, DM freelance," whatever it is, right? And these all these people have appointment setters inside their DMs that are qualifying whoever sends them these DMs and then leading them into a sales call, and they get paid for every single time they do it. So they're already warm leads. They're all inbound, right? People interested in their services send a DM, then the people inside the account responsible for answering the DMs and book appointments are referred to as setters. It's very simple and straightforward. A setter's job is to qualify and book as many appointments as possible. Their process is set up to ensure the customer is the right fit for the service, make sure they're serious, and then book them into an appointment. When an IG account is designed to sell an offer, every post, story, and ad will compel someone to send over a message. And it's commonplace in SMA to run ads prompting people to send these messages also. This is an exact ad that I use for my agency today to get clients or prospects to send me a DM onto my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, You see that I have a good following there. It all comes from ads. It all comes from, because you can see that I've never done content before, it all comes from spending thousands and thousands on ads. And what people do is they'll send me this message. I have my appointment setters inside my DMs, qualify these people, and then set them up on sales calls with my closers. And these all come through ads. They can also come organically. And this is all inbound setting. But outreach is just as important and more often demanded by companies. In my company, I do not demand anyone to do any outreach, cold outreach, or anything. It is all done inbound. But it is important to know as well, appointment setters also book through other marketing strategies like webinars, landing pages, etc., and other methods of communication. We also do VSLs with my agency. We do landing pages, different things like that. So all of those are methods of bringing people through the pipeline and getting them qualified. And then here are some other common setter methods included: SMS, email, calling, Twitter, LinkedIn, Discord. The list goes on. Telegram, whatever you, cold email, cold calling. There's tons of different places where it actually can be done. And this is just to name a few of them. How good do you need to be? Well, appointment setting is actually super easy. As I mentioned, it's like one of the easiest ways to start making money online. So appointment setting is simple, but it's not always easy. You need to learn basic skills, and prior sales experience will give you that advantage. But if you have a little bit of sales experience and written English, you're pretty much set to start making thousands of bucks online every single month. So brand new setters still succeed all the time. We have a training program for appointment setters called the Setter Domain, where we take people through hands-on training where they actually have to set appointments, where we train them all our methods for cold email, for cold calling, for responding to DMs, for engaging with other accounts, different things like that. And they're actually required to go through this gamified experience where they pass through all the levels and they level up their character. And once their character is leveled up to the final level, they get access to Valhalla, where they have access to our job board or the client board, where they can then go and sign clients. So when we have our setters go through this process, even brand new setters that go through this training, we see they succeed all the time. Jobs that hire you should train you, but start with lower level jobs that require less experience, and then you can start leveling up from there into jobs that require you to have more experience. Taking inbound DMs might be the most common expectation of a setter, but you'll need to be prepared to do a lot more than that to ensure your success. The reason for that being is people like myself, we want to hire someone that's proactive, right? That's not only just kind of like sitting on their butt, twiddling their thumbs, just waiting for leads to show up, but is actually proactively looking to go make their bread and actually go get some money, right? Because the more leads you bring in, the more money you'll make. Sure, you could make a set amount of money from a salary, but all of these jobs will pay you a commission as well. So the more you bring in, the more money you are going to make. So when setting, there's always a specific framework that an agency will use. My agency has a framework that we use. We have it on a Miro board where we show exactly the customer journey that the person goes through, what the setter needs to ask, how they need to ask it. And then we even have an upsell where they can sell them a course or they can sell them our service, right? So there's different options for them to do, and an agency or an info product or a company will always have some form of framework that you can follow. Other common methods of setting that you should know about are calling. So cold calling, calling opt-ins, qualifying calls. And examples of these would be, for example, if I'm running an ad to a lead form, say I'm a local business and I sell Botox injections, right? And so I have a lead form on Facebook that says, hey, anyone interested in a Botox injection, enter your information below. They'll enter their phone number, they'll enter their email, they'll enter their name, and then that lead then gets sent over to the clinic that does these injections. Now, An appointment setter would be responsible for calling that lead, following up with them, and getting them on an appointment to come into the center, right? There is for local business as there is for digital businesses. And so that would be an example of a calling opt-in. Now, you're not selling them because they were already sold through the ad. You're just taking them and pushing them along through the funnel. Or you might be required to qualify them. So for example, with my SEO agency, we have an application that people fill out on our website. Once they fill out that application, we then do a discovery call with them or a qualifying call to make sure that, one, the information on the application is all true, but also to see if it's a good fit to actually work with them. Now, cold calling is a little bit more of a cold outreach method to get more leads if that's something that the agency or the info product requires of you or the company requires from you. Other methods is email. So you could do cold email, which is an incredible way to get leads. And we teach people how to do that in Setter Domain as well, is how to actually do cold emailing for their clients. So you can go out and get clients. You can set for them, and then you can build them out a whole cold email sequence to actually bring them in more leads as well. And then nurturing emails. So when someone signs up for your newsletter or someone downloads a free PDF from an ad that you were running, sending out newsletters or different things like that to nurture those leads that are slightly interested. They just need to consume a little bit more of your content in order to sell to them. Another one is LinkedIn, by not only using Sales Navigator, which is the given one that everyone uses, but also creating quality content and then using a software that we call Dripify. Dripify is a game changer. If you can take this to one of your clients, they will love you forever. It's basically like automated DMs through LinkedIn, kind of like a cold email sequence, but inside of LinkedIn. Go learn how to use it. I made another video on it previously, but it's a game changer. You need to be well-versed in multiple forms of communication. Two mindset shifts that you need to make, right? And I kind of hinted to this at the beginning of the video, but this is very, very important to do, is you need to make two very, very important mindset shifts. You need to stop thinking about your placements as jobs and consider them as clients, right? So when you're looking for these jobs, you need to consider them to be clients rather than jobs. The reason for this being is because when you think of a job, you think of someone is in charge of you, you think someone has dominion over you, you think someone, they could fire you at any time, you think that you have a fixed income, that you're required to work certain hours, and that's just not the case with appointment setting. With appointment setting, it's more free-flowing, and you're providing a service to someone that a business owner needs, right? And you don't have to only do it for one business owner, you can do it for multiple business owners. So don't consider it a job, just consider it as a way to go get a service that you can provide to go get clients. And then also stop thinking in terms of vertical growth and start thinking in terms of lateral growth. And I'll explain that here. Vertical mindset is, listen, I'm going to be a setter, then I'm going to start closing, and then I'll manage their ads, and then I'll become an acquisition director for that same agency, and then maybe I'll also then own my own agency, and la-di-da and la-di-da. And you think about like this appointment setting as like the first step on the scale of owning an agency, and that just doesn't need to be the truth. It can actually be your first and only step. And this is where you need to have a lateral mindset of, I'm going to get multiple setting clients, get my own team to do the work for me, pay them a cut, and keep getting more clients as I build my team of setters. Now, open up your mind a little bit to this. You come to me, you say, hey, Zach, I have an appointment setting service. You just have to pay me for every single appointment that I get for you. Great. I'll be like, fantastic. I'll pay you every time you get a booked call for me. Here's your commission, la-di-da. And then you can do this with someone else. You can go to another agency. You can say, hey, Eddie Malouf. You can say, hey, Joel Kaplan. You can say, hey, Luke Belmar. You can say, hey, Iman Ghazi. You can say, hey, Luke Alexander. And then you can go to all of these people and you can say, I want to be your appointment setter. And you can rack up this portfolio of clients that is paying you $2,000 plus in commissions every single month, and you're not even the one doing the work. You're hiring your team to do the work, and they're the ones collecting all that commission. You are paying them, but you're charging double, so you're able to keep 50% of the profit from not doing any of the work. The only thing that you're doing is going out and prospecting and finding new clients, right? So bear with me. We're going to continue through this process, but change that mindset when we're doing this, okay? Now, a vertical mindset is I'll be an appointment setter making 10K from one placement, from one job, right? Like that's great from one client. But lateral mindset is I'm going to go get placements, like I said, paying me 2K a month, and then continue to get more as I offload the work to others, right? So you're stuck here of like, I can only make 10K, that's it. And it's all my time. I can't do anything else with my time. Whereas you go get 5 placements, hire people under you, 1 or 2 or 3 setters that are working for you, and then you can go out and spend your time getting more clients while simultaneously receiving all the profit from doing those jobs. Example, land a cold DM placement that makes you 1K a month, from cloning your account 4 times to increase volume 5x to making 5,000 per month. Then hire a VA to send those same messages for you and pay 1,000 per month. You're now making $4,000 per month doing nothing except being a business owner, which is what you want to do. But you don't need to work your way up the ladder. You can start immediately with what I think as appointment setting agency is the easiest way to do it. Now, this is better because it's easier with less skills to learn, and it's more scalable because it's work you can decide to offload, which is what you want to do. You want the freedom, but you still want to make the money, and then you also want to be able to scale it. And you know that with your own time, you cannot scale it. So how do you find clients, right? Like, this is beautiful. All this is great, Zach. I understand how to appointment set. I understand what an appointment setter agency is and how I can become an appointment setter agency through learning how to appointment set and then going to set, right? Like, this is all beautiful. You can see my face glowing green. That's how beautiful it is. But how do I actually find clients? Because that's the most important part, right? Now, set up all required social platforms, right? And you need to, guys, stop with the NFT pictures and the pictures of your car, and like, get a proper photo shoot of yourself and have a picture of you looking decent, shaved, whatever, and put it on your social media, for heaven's sakes. Get a good photo on there. Create a nice banner on Canva. It doesn't take that much. It maybe costs $5 if you don't even want to do it yourself. And then just make sure that you have a good bio in there. Don't put something stupid like, I'm building, loading, good things coming soon. Or like some weird quote from like Marcus Aurelius or something. Like, just be professional. Like, hey, I specialize in appointment setting for high ticket coaches, for agencies, and for whatever else you want to do it for. And that's beautiful. People will know that. They'll see that you're a solid person. They'll see that you're a good human, etc., that you look professional, and then they will message you. Or if you're messaging them, they'll see that and they'll be like, this isn't like all the other crappy fake accounts that are sending me cold DMs every single day. I get like 100 cold DMs a day. 90% of them are trash because I go onto the profile and their profile's trash. Don't even care what their messages says. Post regularly, quality posts, and make yourself look like a decent person on Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Now, this is kind of optional. It's not as much because you kind of want to get them on an appointment setting. You want to get them on a call to kind of sell them on your service, on your ability to appointment set. But if they're like asking for qualifications, have something solid set up as like a resume or testimonials or something like, or case studies of like, hey, I worked with so-and-so and grew them to this amount. You don't necessarily need like a traditional resume, but this is just an example of something that you could do. And that's the basic toolkit. Now it's actually time to take action, because without the action, you're not actually going to get any clients doing this. So here's what the 99% do. And I do not want you guys to do this. This is what 99% of appointment setters do, or people that are looking for appointment setter jobs. They go to a Facebook group, they go to Upwork, they go to Indeed, Fiverr, LinkedIn, and they try to identify people who appear to be hiring setters. And then what happens to these people? Well, these people, they end up getting scammed. The reason for that being is people that are selling high ticket courses in communities and MLMs and are either selling you something that you don't actually need, or they're severely leveraging you for growth, or both, right? So like if, for example, I'm saying, hey guys, I need to hire appointment setters, and then really on the back end, I'm just selling you an appointment setter course. right? Or I'm doing it to drum up engagement because appointment setter is a very entry level position. I can get a lot of engagement from saying that I need those. So don't fall for those positions. They position themselves for those scams. They position themselves there because they know that that's where everyone will go, right? So do not go to those places. But I'm going to tell you where you actually can go. If the hunter knows where the prey will be, they'll set up their spot beforehand, right? And so people know where you're going to go to look for these jobs, and this is where you're actually going to go. So it's because setters do the easiest and most obvious things to land clients. They end up walking right into the trap, booking what they think is a job interview when it's really a sales call, trying to sell you some course or some get rich quick scheme or something like that. You want a legit client that actually sells something tangible to a real market, right? Like actually like someone that's a quality client that you know that they have a good closing rate, because that's important. If you're setting for someone that doesn't have a good closing rate, you're not going to make a lot of money. So you want quality clients that have a good product, a good closing rate, a good lead flow, and you don't want them to be a scam, right? So go after something that's your passion, right? Like, what are you passionate about? What is an industry you can see yourself getting into, right? Like if you're interested in fitness, go after online fitness coaching companies or online fitness gurus that do fitness, right? On their Instagram or on their Twitter or whatever. YouTube marketing agency, super easy. Content creation, content agency. And the list goes on and on. Save this list for later, right? And if these are something that you're interested in, the most three high ticket offers are marketing services, coaching, and high ticket courses. So let's imagine you're interested in Amazon, like I told you that my agency does. Now, you're going to go to Google and you're going to search Amazon marketing agencies. And then you're going to look for all the owners of these Amazon marketing agencies. And then you're going to message them, and you'll find these companies inside of these PR posts, inside of blogs. You can even go into agency communities like the one that I run. You can call the agency domain. You can even go to events and find people that have marketing agencies there. I recently met a sales guy at an event, and he sold me pretty well on becoming a closer for me, but because I met him at an event. Then you go to their website, find the actual people on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you're going to message them on all of the platforms, because then it doesn't look like a cold email or a cold message or a cold DM. It looks like something that's more targeted, like, hey, Zach, I saw that you run one of the most prominent Amazon marketing agencies in America or in Australia or wherever you're based in or wherever you want to work. I would really like to see if there's an opportunity or synergy to work together where I can set appointments for you. Here's my case study with Joel Kaplan where I set him blah, blah amount of appointments. And guess what? Here's the catch. It's commission only. You don't actually have to pay me up front. I would reply to you in a heartbeat, especially if I saw that you were on my LinkedIn, on my Twitter as well, and on my Facebook and on my Instagram, right? And so then you were going to try and contact those people, find them. Here's just different ways you can find them. And then message them, right? Here's a basic outreach message that you can use besides the one that I just mentioned to you. It's like, hey there, I thought I'd reach out because I noticed that you were mentioned on the blah, 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 whatever page. And I've been looking for a great Amazon marketing agency service or Amazon marketing service or Amazon whatever. Any chance you could use somebody to assist with appointment setting, business development side of things. Would love to talk more if there's an opportunity. And I would even go more specific. I'd be like, I would put his name in there. I would put everything in that message to make the person believe that it wasn't a copy and paste message that I've been sending to everyone, right? I would say, hey, I saw on your website that you do XYZ, and I wanted to know that after someone submits an application, who it goes to, and if I could be that person that qualifies them for you, etc. The more specific you get, the better, because then someone like me is like, oh, dang, he's actually paying attention. And he has something beautiful to offer me. Like the worst message that I get every single day is someone messages me and said, hey, I love your content. I haven't posted anything for 2 years. You liar. He does not like my content. So make sure that you actually do your research. Send 20 DMs a day. Follow them too. 20 Twitter DMs. Follow them. And then 20 LinkedIn requests. I promise you, you will get clients off of this. I promise you, not only one, but you'll get 5 clients off of this at least every single month. Just from this algorithm right here, just from doing 20, 20, 20. Promise you. We have tested it time after time after time, and it works. And that's a lot of money that you can make. Okay. And it's a long game. But this will help you land legitimate placements without getting scammed all the time, and with building meaningful relationships and meaningful connections with people that maybe they don't want to hire you now, but they'll want to hire you in the future, right? Like you come to me now and I could not be looking for an appointment setter, but I could be looking for one 2 months from now. And then you just have to build that relationship and I'll be like, so-and-so had messaged me about that and had a really good offer for me. Let me go check it out and see where they're at. It's a long game. Now, the agency guru strategy. This strategy leverages audiences of an agency owner in events and communities. No one's teaching you this. So SMMA gurus run webinars all the time, like Serge, Charlie Morgan, Renzo. They run these webinars, and what they do is they'll like teach you something for free, right? And they'll do weekly classes or whatever. I've even done some of those as well. But inside those communities, what you have is a bunch of agency owners. So not only on those webinars, but you can contact the people in the webinar, look for their names on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Listen, my students have gotten clients this way. The people in my training course have gotten clients this way. It works. You just go to a webinar, you see all the people in there writing comments, and you go and find them and you send them a message and be like, hey, I'll be your appointment setter for commission only. And they will hire you. Okay. And then so that you join these webinars, you contact them, you look for them, etc. We already talked about that. And then they also have communities that are hosted on Discord, Slack, that are hosted on Telegram, that are hosted on Instagram, wherever they're hosted on Facebook, where you can actually find these communities of agency owners. And every single agency owner is what? It's a possible client for you, and they're super easy to find. So join the communities, do some networking, and offer your services. Don't do spammy things like posting and stuff. Like you want to connect with people on a deeper level and then get close to them. And that's the best way to do it. And don't be gullible. Identify your target, aim and shoot. Like it's not that much. Like all of this stuff is not theory. These are actionable steps that you can literally take tomorrow. Now, you might need to start small and get bigger from there, but just like anything else, some companies only hire from experience. You must be ready to work harder, low page jobs in order to build up the experience and skill in order to get better ones. And really, it's also a mindset shift because you have a limiting belief of how much you can charge in your mind. You think, man, $1,000 is a lot to charge someone every single month. You know what? For me, 100,000 is a lot to charge. Right? 1,000 is easy. I could charge anyone 1,000 a day. I charge $2,000 an hour for a coaching call, right? So those limiting beliefs will then start evolving like, oh, I can charge 2,000. Oh, I can charge 3,000 a month. And then eventually you'll be able to get out of that small mindset and grow bigger from there. And then you'll also have the case studies and the testimonials and the experience to be able to back what you're actually talking about and what you're actually selling. Now, there are levels to this, right? So there's the ground zero setter. You're learning, you're training, and you're finding your first client, right? If you don't know how to do that, this isn't a comprehensive guide on how to become an appointment setter. I covered just the basics. You can find it inside of Setter Domain or I'll be creating a video in the future of more in depth on how to be an appointment setter. But then from ground zero setter, you actually become a setter, right? Like you have a client or a couple of low quality clients. And then from there, and this is just so you guys can see the progression, you become an advanced setter. You have multiple clients, and then you have people on your team where the work is actually outsourced to. So now you're a setter agency, and you're able to scale from there. And all you need is clients. It really is the truth. The skills are not that hard to attain. The easy way to do it is just through practice. The more you practice being a setter, the better you get at being a setter. It's just the reality of it, because you're going to see how human behavior changes when you say certain things and what responses you can make to them in order to get them just to book a call, right? Like you're not even having them buy something expensive. You're just having them book a call, right? And we do this through Setter Domain, where we do weekly coaching calls. We have constantly updated information, endless client opportunities, and an easy payment option for you. But that's beside the point. Not selling you on that today. And guys, it's really straightforward. For me, it's the easiest way to make money online right now and then to quickly scale it into an agency. And plus, people like myself, like other agency owners, they like the reassurance of not having to give you money up front, but you saying, I will get you results and you only pay me for those results. You will make more money over time, I promise. Even though it seems unsure, like you're not going to make the money, but you actually will make the money. And then eventually you'll be able to charge retainers plus commission for these people. And it's really the easiest way that I see right now. And if I were to start over, and I'm actually going to start a setter agency this year, I already have a few clients on the deck that I'm working with, and it is a very, very easy thing to close people on because everyone needs this service. And if you have a team that you've trained, that you're curating, that you're saying is the best of the best, and you're hyper focused on those clients, and that's all you're doing, then you're going to provide a good service for them, and they're going to be forever grateful, and you will make a lot of money from it, and they will send you referrals, and you will get more and more and more clients until you're making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 every single month. Someone like Cole Gordon, like Jeremy Lee Minor, they're making millions every month off of doing a similar model. It really isn't that hard to do, and it is the easiest place to start. So go take action, follow all of these things that I mentioned, and you will start making money online. Just wanted to reference again, as I mentioned, I do have a community called the Setter Domain. It is a gamified experience where you get hands-on training on how to become an appointment setter, how to do cold email, how to do inbound, etc. You get the entire course plus the hands-on training, plus you get put into a community of other appointment setters that are also looking to win, grow their client base, etc. And then the most important part is as you level up your character and you get into Valhalla, you are given access to a list of clients that are looking for appointment setters with how much they're willing to pay, with how many appointment setters they're looking for, with what their agency does, etc. I have a very big network of agency owners, info product sellers, etc. that are always looking for appointment setters, and I feed all the leads through there. They're all qualified and they're all vetted by myself and my team. But then also you get weekly coaching calls on there, and it's 100% cheaper than any of our competitors. Our competitors sell this for like $500 to even $3,000. It's $127, right? And there's even payment plans if you can't even afford that at the beginning. So I just want to make sure that you have access to this if you want a shortcut. If not, all the information on the previous slides will be enough for you. Not hard selling this. Just want to leave it out there as like a resource for you if you're interested. So if you take action on this, I promise you, you will make thousands online. Learn how to become an appointment setter. Go out and find those first clients, and then find more clients and scale out into a team where other people are actually doing the work for you. I promise if you follow that sequence and if you do those steps, you will make tens of thousands of dollars every single month. I have done it. My clients have done it, and it is not that hard to do. So please, please go take action on this. Once again, many of you will watch, but very few of you will actually listen.